This very morning, scientists are saying that pressure is rebuilding in La Palma in the Canary Island chain. The biggest earthquake of the entire 3-week event so far has taken place, with more large earthquakes having taken place since then. With many different eyes on this volcano, it is safe to say that any sort of info coming off this island is going to be noticed and reposted. I'm going to show you what all the fuss is about and read to you exactly what's coming from the officials. And with just one name to go on the official list we were given for the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season, we are looking for some sort of tropical development possibly popping off right near the Carolinas, but more than likely the eastern seaboard. I got each and every one of you covered right here, right now. Let's go. Welcome back, my friends. It is October 8th, 2021, 9:45 a.m. I hope you are all having a great morning. This kind of looks like a skull, but if that doesn't look like a skull, I'm sure this does, because that's what it is. Some of you may have seen this picture. Figured I'd throw it up here on the video if you guys take a look at it again. You know, Halloween, skulls, all good fun. We need to talk about La Palma. And yes, as of the posting of this video, if you go over to the live view of the La Palma eruption, you can see a little friend has taken refuge here on the screen. We're going to just jump right into this information. And something very important is the biggest earthquake we have seen connected to the La Palma volcano and the Canary Island situation took place yesterday. Now keep in mind, this volcano has been going off for 3 weeks now, 21 days, 22 days, give or take, and we had a 4.3 take place at 36 kilometers. Now why is that significant? Well, for one, it's significant because it's the biggest earthquake to have taken place since the beginning of this eruption, and you're looking at the last 30 days of 2.0 earthquakes and bigger. This isn't counting all the little 20,000 earthquakes that led up to the eruption. You're looking at the past 30 days of just the 2.0s and higher. Once I go to 7 days, we start to see a little bit of a pattern here, and we start to see the focus of the seismic activity has been over one specific area lately. But now we're seeing a spread of bigger quakes moving up towards a different part of the island called Santa Cruz. You could see the earthquake of 4.3 pops up, which is causing people a little confusion because of the location. So on one chart, we have the 4.3, as you can see right here with all the info we need. 36 kilometers in depth or 22 miles deep. Very significant. Keep that in mind. Most of these quakes have been very shallow. This is a very deep, larger earthquake. And then if we compare that to the EMSC chart, we're a little bit off as far as where this took place. Now, when we're dealing with an island of this size and a volcano, this amount of distance between where this earthquake chart put this and where Volcano Discovery put this is very, very important. The difference between these distances could mean a whole separate situation on the island. Now, keep that in mind as I show you these two articles. In fact, I want to be even more clear about this. Not only did we have our biggest earthquake of this event take place yesterday, but we had one of the second biggest earthquakes of this event take place in a 3.9. This one, not even half as shallow as the first. So we're getting near 4.0 earthquakes, both shallow and deep, going along the eastern fault line of the Canary Island La Palma volcano. We'll bring our weather skull back up to take a look at these articles and just read some of this wording. Now, this is coming from official sources. Again, check out the date. This was released October 8th, but right off the bat, here is the title. La Palma volcano update. Eruption increases. Explosions becoming stronger. I was watching this live yesterday for a big chunk of the day, and that is absolutely true. More parts of the inside of the volcano are collapsing, causing larger lava flows. And then take a look at this. Ground vibrations from explosions at La Palma today, October 8th. During the past hours, the eruptions have become stronger. Strong ground vibrations can be felt in nearby areas, such as shown in the video taken from Tacande at 3 kilometers distance, taken a short time ago. I don't have that video for you, but we don't need it. To follow up with that, also from October 8th today, explosive activity continues. Volcanic ash advisory, and also another update about the airport of Tenerife North affected by the ash in La Palma. I'm also going to link this article in the description box for you. Not only did we talk about this just yesterday, but we also covered it because a friend of mine, Goofon, covered it as well, and now we have AccuWeather covering this phenomenon. Satellite captures rare weather phenomenon following the volcanic eruption. We had amazing channels like Dutch Sense talk about this as well, but just take a look at this. There's no no mistaking there's something odd going on here. There may be some sort of scientific explanation, but nonetheless, have you ever seen anything like this before? Gravity waves concussing out of this volcano. I've seen many volcanoes erupt. I've seen lots of movies, and they've never shown anything quite like this before. So very interesting picture, very cool feature, and something that makes you go, Here is a little bit of a visual of those waves over time during a time-lapse video. Very, very cool. And take a look at some of this lava in a GIF form image falling into someone's swimming pool. Some of the videos coming out of La Palma and the Canary Islands are just unreal. Now, I want you guys to hear me out and follow for just a second. So there's a theory with earthquakes that was made popular by a channel called Dutch Sense. Very, very intelligent, underappreciated YouTuber, I believe. More of a Twitcher now, I guess you can say. But I'm going to apply some of his logic to this situation. And what we're going to do is zoom down back to La Palma. We are still looking for answers on our grid quakes. This could be some sort of sensor pattern that picks up these quakes. I'm not exactly sure, but I know this is not normal at all. But notice what's going on around the grid quakes. We have random quakes popping up. Here is a 2.5, a 2.4, and then of course we have our 4.3. Whether this took place in this area or here is very significant. If this 4.3 took place here, closer to the erupting area that we've been watching, that would lead us to believe that deep, deep magma is beginning to make itself known closer to the surface. Now we know this because not only did we have a 4.3 earthquake take place, but later on after that we had another big earthquake, nearly a 4.0, take place at half the depth. So now we're starting to see these 4.0 earthquakes at 13 kilometers or 14 kilometers instead of 35 and 36. What that means to me is that we could be seeing magma continuing to rise for another eruption. I'm not telling you that will happen 100%. I'm just taking the simple fact that we're seeing the biggest of these earthquakes taking place in La Palma. And if the 4.3 happened closer to here, we can assume this will be associated with this exit point of the volcano. But as we look up towards this area and we take a look at this 3.1 that took place at 22 kilometers, we can see almost a path as if the magma is rising in one area, flowing, and then making itself known at more and more shallow depths. And yes, just to be clear, there are still articles as of 11 minutes ago. Here's one from AS English saying La Palma volcano eruption today, possible tsunami and earthquakes. You're going to be hearing that non-stop no matter what you do. But then if you shift right over to Volcano Discovery, you see the title that we're talking about here, La Palma volcano eruption update. Activity stays elevated. We still have a consistent lava flow, and we may be seeing a lot more in the very near future. I will be monitoring the volcano throughout the day today and bring you any significant updates that are needed. I'm not going to keep you here too long for this update, but you are looking at every single storm we've had so far in the 2021 season, a big spaghetti mess, but we are not done yet. We may be going through a little bit of a break, but we're going to come over here and check Mike's weather page or spaghettymodels.com, a great source for weather charts. Very hardworking guy is Mike out of Florida. We're looking at a possible area of development, Invest 92L, expected to pop off the eastern coast of the United States and possibly form right off the outer banks of the Carolinas. Now, as far as right now, we're not expecting anything more than a mid-grade tropical storm. We all know that can change quickly, but based on the location of where this thing is and where it's going to come from, chances are it's going to follow a path we are looking at here and not get too crazy. It may bring a lot of soggy weather to the eastern coast, and we all know these undeveloped storms can kind of pop up and zigzag all over the place, so it could be just as much of a mess as if we had one consistent tropical system going to one specific direction. This is not something you want to see. We can get a decent look at what might happen right here. If you keep your eyes peeled, you will see the low pressure system form, and it looks like it does come right off the Carolinas, possibly South Carolina, dipping pretty far into the Atlantic off the coast, but then zigzagging back towards it, as you can see there, right towards the Outer Banks, and then kind of stalls out. And during this period of time is when we're really going to want to see what goes on, as we have a nice low pressure system moving across the country. Remember, we're going to be moving into nor'easter season soon. Even though that's not an official season, I'm going to coin it right now, because they do tend to come in a seasonal flow. My friends, I will continue to bring you these updates throughout today and tomorrow as needed. Any questions or concerns or requests, please leave down in the comment section below. Thank you all so much. Shout out to Canada, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.